Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. This is Ari from Kahena, and we are doing the first of what I hope is many interviews with our different staff members. Get a little bit behind-the-scenes action of Kahena and our people. So right now, today, we have a fern, a dead, dying fern, between one fern instead of two ferns. We've got Rebecca here to tell us a little bit about herself. So Rebecca, tell us about yourself.
Hello. I'm Rebecca. Not sure where to look. Originally from Toronto. I've been at Kahena for about 3 years. Started out as an SEO associate. And I am now the first client engagement manager.
Nice.
At Kahena.
What's that been like, becoming the first of a new role, particularly a client or a customer engagement? What are we calling it? Client engagement manager. There you go.
It's been a million things, actually. Mostly exciting, mostly eye-opening, I'd say. Definitely some challenges. You know, it's a learning curve, obviously, starting anything new. But I think it's been really a big growing experience for the company.
Cool.
At large, I'd say.
Yeah. What can you tell our audience about some of your top communication tips? I mean, some of the things that you're doing, just to fill everybody in, is joining client phone calls. You're looking at both written and verbal communication and just helping our team level up across the board. What would you say are just a few things that you've told our team or that you've realized in terms of communication? Wait, hold on. Let's get a center. Okay, that's better, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
I'd say two major things to constantly remind yourself on. Number one is everyone is a human, just a regular human being.
Okay. What do you mean?
I mean, even though we're service providers, even though we work with clients from all over the world, people are people. And the more that you can touch on the human element, the more that you can, I want to say, almost remove yourself from this box. Yeah. Honestly, just the more you're going to enjoy what you do and the better your relationship with your clients are going to be.
Okay. How would somebody become more human or sort of recognize the human nature in somebody else?
I think allowing space in your phone calls and your meetings to speak about things that aren't on your project plan. You know, take a breath before you start, ask them how their weekend is, just connect.
Okay.
Share a little bit about yourself, laugh, be easy.
Yeah.
And then I think in turn your clients hopefully will open up. And if not, you've at least you feel more relaxed and comfortable.
Sure.
And you've shown your human side
a
little bit.
And then by having that sort of more friendlier or more human relationship, what you feel what it helps us get more stuff done?
I think it creates a partnership. So I think it then takes it from this place of me and you to really creating a team.
Right.
Where you're gonna have successes.
Yeah.
And tough points.
Right. But you can weather those tough points.
Exactly. It's no longer, you don't have to come to every single meeting or phone call with all the answers. It's just a conversation in many places. And obviously you want to have a certain level of professionalism and expertise. But when you kind of break down those walls and those boundaries and you remember that you're all just having the same goals, you're fighting for the same thing.
You become a colleague.
Team.
In some ways. Oh, okay, so we've had this issue at Kahena where we don't always know if we're getting the most candid feedback, or we don't know if we're getting the true sort of feelings about how our clients feel about how things are going. Why do you think that they're so candid with you in some of those things? We've been surprised about some of the things that we've found out. What is it about that, or how do people in turn, if not having someone separate like you to have a chat, how does someone who's in that one-to-one role get more candid information?
Great question. Firstly, I'm not afraid to ask tough questions. So I think that's a big part of it. Not every account manager, every person who's interacting on a regular basis with our clients are comfortable or confident enough to say, how do you feel? And just open that window. So
that awkward silence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I live for the awkward silence.
I know you do. Yeah, right, exactly.
So I think asking the questions is the first step in getting the answers. I also think a lot of, at least within our team, and this is something that I share with all of our clients when I start to approach this sort of a conversation, is that our team loves what they do.
Right.
And it's hard for them to step back and look at the bigger picture sometimes. They're so great at what they do. They're so involved in the daily projects and the numbers.
In tactics and in the technical side of things,
Yeah.
or in the recommendation they gave. Like they're artists in some ways. Like they've got data and they're building like a deliverable.
Exactly.
They believe in what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's to step out and say like, how do I fit into the bigger picture of like how I'm consulting for this person?
Yeah. And
what
like
is their job?
the bigger marketing team also. Like,
right. Or what are the pressures on them?
Yeah.
And we're not going to get that if we're just not leaving any room or not asking them. Like,
I do. I ask a lot about how they feel. I always ask, what would you like us to do differently?
Right.
Like, do we ever ask that in our regular weekly conversations?
No.
What can we do differently?
Probably not.
Probably not. But like in a lot of senses, our clients are experts also. Our clients have a ton of experience also. So maybe they know what they like and don't like. I genuinely believe that like no client or person is doing something on purpose.
Right.
So if they're ghosting us or ignoring us or giving us a tough time, my assumption is that there's a lot more happening that we don't know.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah. So I like usually to like start to peel back those layers a little bit, and then maybe it's just process that's not really working with their process.
Right. But they haven't said anything.
Exactly.
Right.
So I think that's also why those questions don't scare me, because 99% of the time it's actually not personal. It's just like there's so much happening.
Right.
And we're just
in our
such
own
a
little
small
box.
piece of the puzzle. Exactly.
Yeah. Where do you feel like a customer engagement manager, where have you found that you integrate or don't integrate well with like the ecosystem of an account manager or consultant working every week or every month with a client? Like,
I really think that is a learning game. I think, like I said before, like the more we work together, generally, the stronger we're going to be. That being said, I feel that my knowledge, my SEO background, obviously benefits and allows me to have those conversations. I think if I had no clue what I was talking about, I was just like piping in here and there, it would be a totally different conversation. Our account managers also know a ton.
Right.
So a lot of times, like I'll get into a conversation with the client and maybe we'll, broach the bigger issue, and then it will kind of come back to a very small detail. And my, I want to say, ability to step back and also then redirect that back to the account manager is really important, because the client also needs to see that like on this side, we're also working together.
Yeah.
And I think the more that we can do that, right, the more I can then circle it back to the account manager so they can then continue on that path and strengthening that relationship, the smoother integration it will be.
I think it's been really interesting having you start in this role. Like as we're breaching the 20-person mark of the company and continuing to grow, like we see how pivotal it is, and I kind of wonder how we haven't had this role in the past. I think for smaller agencies, like for you out there, if you're just a single person consultant, just taking some of these tips around asking the tough questions, leaving space at a phone call, don't be afraid to like hear some feedback, and realize that our counterparts have they usually wear a lot of hats in their roles, and we're just one piece of it in a busy day. So it's about, having a more personal working relationship and asking the tough questions, and not just being like, here's some recommendations and did you see this and did you approve it, and I think we're doing great. Great, bye.
Listen, I think that's like the biggest takeaway.
Yeah.
Just listen to your clients and your colleagues.
And on that note, you don't have to listen to me. Until next time, see you later.